In this video, we are going to explain how to specify or order decorative trench grates. There are 9 questions that you're going to need to answer in order to ensure the best functional and aesthetic potential for your project. Having answers to all these 9 questions will make it easier for us to quote you more quickly and more accurately, which in turn gives you the ability to meet your budget and your deadlines. So let's get started. The first question is, what grate design are you interested in? We have 28 unique and standard designs currently. We don't have every size for every design, but a lot of our most popular designs are available in many different standard widths and are in stock and ready to ship. The fact that we have grates in stock and ready to ship is a big differentiator between Iron Age and its competitors, who, when they're making decorative grates, generally they make them to order, and those come with extensive lead times. So what if you go to our website and you see a pattern you're interested in, but it doesn't come in the size you want? In that case, you might want to look at having a custom pattern made. We'll be talking about that process later in the video. But for now, let's go to question number 2. Do you need heel-proof grates or not? Heel-proof is often confused with ADA compliance. We're going to give you a little background on both. First of all of our grates are ADA compliant, which means that they have maximum openings of 1/2 inch in the dominant direction of travel. In effect, that means that you can't put a ball bearing on any surface of the grate and have it fall through any hole. ADA also calls for slip resistance, which basically means that floor surfaces have to be stable and slip resistant in wet and dry conditions. Our castings in their raw state or with their baked on oil finish meet and well exceed this criterion for ADA compliance. So that they do not become a trip hazard, ADA also requires that vertical surfaces of 1/4 inch is the maximum vertical rise that you can have in any casting to avoid stubbing your toe and tripping on a casting. Now, heel proof is also ADA compliant, but the only difference is that the maximum opening, instead of 1/2 inch, which is ADA compliant, heel proof is a maximum opening of 1/4 inch. This is a great surface for high-heeled shoes. It also, however, is constricting your free area, and so heel proof can very quickly become drain proof and prone to clogging. So if you do want to use heel proof grates, just be aware of that reduced free area and that higher clogging probability. To help you in that process, check out the detailed specifications of each grate product on the Iron Age website. The free drain area, which will be shown as a percentage and also in terms of gallons per minute, will be listed there and on the downloadable product spec sheet. If they're not, just give us a call and we'll be happy to provide the information. Now on to question number 3, what is the nominal width of our trench grate? And question number 4, will we be wanting to install these into pre-manufactured drain channels? Most of our trench grates are designed to fit popular drain channels by other manufacturers like ABT, Zurn, ACO, NDS, and MIA. We have a grate to fit almost every drain body out there, but not in every single design. Generally, with our product, looks come first. So if you find a design that you like in a nominal width that you like, let us know and we can help advise as to what channel that's going to fit best. We've developed a really good product filter on our website that helps you filter by design, by size, or by drain body, allowing you to narrow down your selection by whatever element is most important to you. If you see on our website that a certain grate fits a specific drain channel, you can be assured that it's a dimensionally accurate fit and it's going to fit perfectly. Okay, question number 5. How many total lineal feet are you going to need? And how many separate runs are you going to need? With any trench run, there's a start and a finish. There's also a mating edge where 2 grates meet. We at Iron Age are really concerned about that look, about how the grates are going to continue from one piece to another. If you only want to use whole grates, you're going to need often to round your run length up or down to the nearest whole casting. Or maybe you have a dimensionally very specific area, like 2 pillars, and you want to fill the entire space, and it doesn't necessarily add up to whole grates. Often in these situations, you're going to need a cut grate. And with real short runs, like the 12-foot or 7 feet, where you can see the entire run in your field of vision, 2 grates that are cut symmetrically on either end work well visually. If, however, you're dealing with a really long run that's, say, 150 feet, and you can't see one end from the other, really you only need to cut the one grate and you can use whole grates at the other end. If you do have to cut your grates to achieve a specific run length, we can do that for you, but it's often more expensive and less accurate than if you do it on site. We have a video on our website where we show you the equipment needed, which is pretty much just safety gear and a chop saw with a metal blade that walks you through step-by-step instructions on how to do this yourself. And if you feel comfortable with it, that's the way we'd suggest you go. Okay, on to question number 6. If a custom pattern is needed, are there drawings or artwork that can be shared? Drawings are key. The better drawings you have, the better we can sharpen our pencil and get you an accurate quote. If you're dealing with something that is conceptual and really not well thought out, then we have to kind of design on the fly and make some assumptions, and we're always going to assume the worst, which is going to translate into a very high quote for you. So how much is a custom pattern? There's a lot of different range of costs, but usually they're going to be in the thousands of dollars before you even get one casting. So for small run projects, onesie-twosie kind of quantities, sometimes that's prohibitively expensive and a barrier to entry. If, however, you're looking at high quantities, we are willing and want to work with you, and a lot of times we will mitigate that pattern and discount it, sometimes even waiving it entirely for a large quantity project. And with that said, we do hang our hat on custom work, so don't be afraid to ask. It never hurts to ask, that's what my mom says, and it might be more affordable than you think. Okay, question number 7. What material and finish is required? Our first rule of thumb is that no matter what the material is, we like to sell raw grates. Finished material is always going to wear off. Doesn't matter if it's our product or anybody else's product or what finish it is. With raw material, there is no finish to wear off and there is nothing to maintain. But also with raw grates, you got to make sure that you are marrying your material with your environment so that you can ensure a durable and functional casting for years to come. So let's talk about the different materials that we work with. And we'll start with cast iron, which is probably the most popular cast alloy. Cast iron is extremely durable, low maintenance, and by far the most affordable of the alloys that we're going to be going through in this video. As you may or may not know, iron starts out gunmetal gray, and as soon as you get any water on it, it starts blooming bright orange and rusting. This phase it takes a little while to get through to get to its final patina, sometimes as little as a couple weeks to up to a year, and it's really kind of a function of how much traffic, foot or vehicular traffic, and how much rainfall it's going to receive. The more of either or both, and the faster you go through that turn. Eventually, all roads lead to Rome, and the color of your casting is going to get to this really dark, rich brown that if you think of any manhole cover you see in the street, it's the same material, it's going to act the same way. Some people worry about iron bleeding onto surrounding surfaces. I'll get calls for, is this going to bleed and stain my travertine or my bluestone that's on either side of my trench grate? And while that is a certainly valid concern, because I've seen rust stains on lots of things, when it's properly installed, a drain is at a low point, so water is going to it and is going down through those openings. So not only do you have the water going down and through it, you also have the barrier of the frame or the drain body that it sits in, which provides a border that prevents rust from bleeding out. And so for all practical purposes, this is not an issue to worry about. If you don't like the look of the rusty bloom that all iron does go through on its way to its dark brown patina, we've developed a finish called oil-baked finish, where we get the grates rusty here at the factory, and then we dip them in used fry oil from local area restaurants and bake it in a powder coating oven. It's like seasoning a cast iron pan. It gets the grate down to a very dark brown that closely mimics what they're going to age to anyway. And while this finish will wear off with time, it's a very graceful transition from day 1 to year 10. Now let's talk about cast bronze. Get your wallet out. Cast bronze is about 5 times as expensive as iron, so it's going to be made to order. It's not immediately available. It's excellent for water features with circulating systems and in and around saltwater areas. It's going to age and kind of darken, starts out gold and then ages and darkens to a darker brown. Sometimes it will go verdigris, kind of that green-gray look, depending on where you are and the specific atmospheric or oceanic conditions that you're subjecting it to. Last but not least, cast aluminum is a nice alloy if weight is a concern or if you are looking for a cooler color vocabulary, maybe the look of stainless steel. Aluminum doesn't change much in color over time. It will oxidize white and then weather to a dull pewter. And it comes in, as far as price goes, in between iron and bronze. So it's not as expensive as bronze, but it's definitely more expensive than iron. You can find more detailed explanations of both material and finish in the resources section of our website. But if in doubt, we encourage you to give us a call and we can go over it with you in more depth and specific to your project. Okay, question number 8. We are almost there. If your trench grate does not fit a pre-made channel by others and you need an Iron Age frame, what kind of frame do you need? To be clear, the frame types that we're going to be describing here involve the contractor forming the trough portion, the U-shaped channel, on site. This is where we would make a frame out of steel or stainless steel angle that acts as a shelf and bearing surface for your grates to sit on. Our frames are all made to order and they can accommodate virtually any mounting scenario that you can think of. Right now I'm going to highlight just the most popular styles that we make. By far the most often manufactured frame style is E for embedment, which is embedded into new concrete at the time the concrete is poured. Retrofit, which is designed to work with existing concrete, and our standoff options, which are used with pavers either on a sand bed or a mortar bed. Sometimes there's actually split mounting, so if you have pavers on one side of your trench and new concrete on the other side, we can accommodate that too. And now for final question number 9, what kind of loads are you expecting on your trench grates? All of our trench grates are designed to withstand single axle vehicular traffic at a minimum. We can also go with heavier loads and design to that if needed. Heavier loads like H20 can be achieved either through the design of the grate on its own, or if you need, you can reinforce with added cross members in the frame below. Anytime you're looking for extra heavy vehicular load, it's always good to have a conversation about the real life conditions that you're expecting on site, as opposed to just a load classification. In the 15 years that we have been doing business, I can count on one hand the amount of times that we've had breakage due to excessive loads on our grates. We're very confident in the design of our products and our systems, and we can always add independent engineering calculations as necessary. So we've gone over the 9 main questions that you want to ask and answer when you're ordering or specifying trench drain. We hope that what you just watched was helpful, but we also have a more condensed PDF checklist that is available on our website that you can download and use for quick reference the next time you need to specify trench grates. Please let us know if you have any questions about what we've covered today. We'd love to talk to you about your next project and look forward to hearing from you.